What's going on, and welcome into your casual gaming news conversation for this week. I am one of your hosts, Nick. That's Connor, and this is your weekly gaming news podcast from Co-op 64. Connor, how are we feeling on this Thursday afternoon?
I'm feeling good. Beat Silk Song just a few hours ago, riding that high into this podcast. And by beating Silk Song, I mean just scratching the surface of it,
Yep.
apparently. So there's a lot left to do. I'm excited to dig into that today and into the weekend. But yeah, I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing well, man. It's so funny, like the way that things have shifted around, and we're going to talk about it as we normally do with this podcast. The gaming landscape is something that gets tossed around often on this show. The gaming landscape has just shifted monumentally, earthquake level shifts for these tectonic plates that are beneath our feet in this calendar year that is 2025 for gaming. It's nuts, man.
And the tectonic plates are two little indie games
Yeah.
that are absolutely destroying everything. It's Silk Song and Hades 2 that are kind of wiping everything around it out of the way.
Yeah, it's hysterical as all hell. But it's really nice that we were on the phone earlier today. We don't talk as much as we used to, but I think that means that things are going well, which is shocking. Like I feel like our early days of co-op, we were just juggling a thousand things. This year we launched the Patreon. There's a lot of moving parts there. Now we've gotten into a flow of things where we sort of know what each other's up to. We have the best thing that we have is now we actually have a calendar for all of our shit that we utilize very, very well, knowing what's coming up podcast wise, what's coming up TikTok wise, all that stuff. But we don't talk too much, but it was nice to hop on the phone with you today and figure out that you had rolled credits on Silksong, which is exciting. Like you said, just scratching the surface, but also that is beating the game to some level. It allows me to go and be like, all right, I'm just all in on Hades. My job is Hades. And I think I've played at least 17 to 20 hours of Hades at this point, I want to say. Like, I still stuck on the third boss. I'm not good at this game. I'm excited to stream it.
How close are you to beating the game? I don't really know how long it is in how many like bosses there are. You've said 30 hours, but I guess that's really
So,
dependent on skill level.
yeah, I think it's going to take me 40 hours to beat this game. I think around there. Right now, there's a lot of moving parts with all this stuff. I'm excited to stream it tonight and get some like strategies from the chat and stuff like that. Like you said, it comes down to how good you are at this game. So sometimes it is the get good moment of like, oh damn, I'm just not dodging well, and that's gonna go and ruin an entire 30-minute run now. Like my runs are taking a considerable amount of time. Like a run for me, I listened to your Q&A and that was a run. Like that it took me nearly 40 minutes. And like when I say that was booting up the game, going to the mirror, checking some upgrade stuff, figuring out what weapon I want to go, and then playing for like 30 minutes. But yeah, it's taken me quite some time to get through these levels of hell and make it happen. But I'm enjoying everything I'm doing here. But I don't want to spoil. I know how long it takes, but I don't want to spoil it for the people that are. And there's many in our Discord, and there's many conversations I've seen. Many people are hopping into Hades for the first time, getting ready for 2, and I just don't want to spoil it. But I will say, you don't just beat the game once, is my knowledge of it. That is not rolling credits.
Is this your first roguelike?
Think so.
Yeah. How are you faring with that? Are you getting tired of redoing some of the early areas over and over again, some of those early bosses? Or are you kind of enjoying those roguelike sensibilities?
I love the roguelike aspect of this game so much, and I don't expect this to be the case with all the roguelikes I play. Part of me does want to ever give this game a score until I play a couple more roguelikes, just to understand like where I'm at with the genre and how it fits with me. But like I said, I don't know if I've like been hooked by a game like this in a very long time. The reason we called the audible tonight was twofold. One, I need a little bit more time to play this game, so that stream allows me to do that. Literally, like I'm streaming tonight, packing a bag. I haven't packed yet, and then my flight tomorrow is at 8 a.m. So I got to be up at 5:30 tomorrow. So it's gonna be packing, and I'm packing the Switch, and I'm packing the Xbox because I got to play more Silksong and try to get through that after I beat Hades.
You're not touching that Xbox, dude.
Here's the thing. I have all that Monday is the big issue where like Monday the boys are at work. I'm going to just sleep in after Sunday. And then I literally have 7 hours of free time. So if it's either going to be Hades time or it's going to be Silksong time. depending on what's up, and also like emails and other shit like that. But yeah, I'm loving this game. I'm loving the roguelike sensibilities, which was the initial question you asked. I'm
Mhm.
so okay with these early runs because I'm like, okay, this time I really want to go and figure out like, is this a cast run? There's times I'm like, this is a dash run where I'm just leveling up my dash and trying to go and do that. There's times where like, and seeing the way the deck is being dealt to me excites me. It's not waning on me. I'm not having the thing where people are like, with blueprints earlier this year, we're talking about the RNG aspects and being like, like I wanted this run to be all about this, but it's not about that. So now I'm upset. Like it ruins up my run. For me, I'm like, oh no, like I'm still so early on, and I have that sensibility to be like, I know I'm early on, so I'm able to go and enjoy that and be like, okay, like I'm learning still. Because like the way I've changed up weapons from my initial 10 hours of playing, the way I've changed up what my move set is, and like going from, okay, it's all about the dash attack and like really going trying to hit those combos with the sword to, okay, now I'm doing the bow and I'm just trying to spray and pray the bow shots. Oh, that's not really working too well for me. All right, now I'm using the spear, and I've been using the spear for the last 7 hours of my game time, and I'm loving that. And like throwing the special out there. Oh, but I got a special upgrade. Shit, that doesn't work for my playstyle. This run's probably over, but I'm gonna learn a little bit more. Like all those things are firing on all cylinders. The way that people talk about roguelikes, I didn't know if that would hit for me, and it's hitting for me, and it's the best shit ever. I don't know if we'll like this will most likely end up in a what we've been playing now the line.
Mhm.
I don't think we have like a spot designated for these Hades conversations. My question isn't, is this game amazing? My question is this a 9.5? Is this game a masterpiece? That's where I'm at with it.
You've played two roguelikes. You've played Balatro,
Oh yeah.
and you've played Elden Ring Night Rain earlier this year. Those
Oh
both
yeah.
popped in my head
Yeah.
when we were having that discussion. Um, And then just before we get into the main show here, the housekeeping, with me and Hollow Knight, with where I'm at with that and the review schedule we have coming up and the game schedule we have coming up, it's like we talked about how there's so much side content to dig into. There's Act 3 to unlock. And I love this game. I don't want to spoil the review, but like I'm very high on it. And I want to do more of that, but we have this window right now where I'm intrigued by a few games, and I have like a week until Silent Hill F, and we're going to talk about Silent Hill F today. Very excited about that game. But do I hop back into Borderlands? Do I try to beat Chronos: The New Dawn? That's what that's called.
Yeah.
That's the subtitle for
Yeah.
that. Do I try to go back and play some Hell Is Us? Maybe I'm
So
interested in that game.
that's the interesting part of this year and what you're talking about, where it's like we folded. We both like looked at the schedule and saw Hollow Knight come down the barrel, and we're like, it's Hollow Knight o'clock, baby. Let's do that. And so Hell is Us got totally stepped aside for both of us, and Chronos came out the same day. Like we're talking about, I didn't put the story in, but like the Hell is Us like lead director, I'm pretty sure, once again, get in the comments if that's not the right person, but I'm pretty sure it was like, that kind of sucked, and they're not upset at it. Like it just is what
Yeah,
it is. But like,
it's the reality of the situation.
like my understanding and their understanding, what they were saying, when you're talking about a double A game, you're not able to get out of the way when there's review codes out. There's physical copies in game stores being shipped out already. Like you can't make a pivot move, and so I felt like that game didn't get the shine that it deserved. I think if I were to guess, I would expect Hell Is Us to hit more for you than Chronos.
The issue is that Chronos sounds like something I want to play right now.
Then
Like,
do
I
it,
like the
man.
idea of playing a survival horror game where I'm micromanaging my bullets and everything, but I just you said 15 to 20 hours today. We were talking on the phone. I was like, "How long is that game?" And you looked it up and said 15 to 20. I was like, "That's too long." If it
Yeah.
was 10 to 12 to 15 maybe, I would be in. And I would be buying it on Switch too as well. It's been a little bit slower at work. That's where I was able to finish Silk Song today. I finished the final boss on one of our little breaks. So that was very satisfying to finally get that after 2 days of trying to beat the final boss. But I could potentially chip away playing Chronos, using those few minutes here and there to get through that game and be able to play it at home. I just love the Switch too, man.
Yeah.
I really love this console so much. Like getting this completely uncompromised experience of playing Hollow Knight Silk Song on the go, chipping away at it, and then being able to come home, put it in the dock, use this really high quality controller, and just repeat the cycle every single day, throwing it in my bag, taking it along with me has just been a blast. I just every single time I pick it up, I'm like, wow, the build quality of this is amazing. The screen is really great. I just love my Nintendo Switch too. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie. Like if we were to re-review it right now, it really just comes down to software that like I just needed some quality software to hook me to this console. And Mario Kart was just not doing that. And then with Donkey Kong Bonanza and following it up right after, or kind of right after, there was a little bit of a break there with Silksong. It's like I'm falling head over heels for this console, and we have more to come. I think that I might end up just playing Hades 2 on it just to play something else on it, just because
Yeah.
I like taking it along with me and having time on this console.
You're not gonna. Well, you might pick up Hades too. You're gonna play it for 20 minutes at work. It's
Uh,
Silent Hill F season for you, bud. That's the issue. Those come out the
yeah,
same day.
exactly. I'm not gonna beat Hades 2, definitely.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna prioritize Silent Hill F. But it's something that I would like to kind of dip my toes into a little bit.
Yeah, I completely understand. I hope that you find the time and play something, but the other part of me wants to like sit you down and be like, take some time on the bench, bro. Drink up some Gatorade. Get ready to be getting back in the game because we have insanity coming in October and for the next few weeks.
Then maybe I just play more Silksong,
Yeah,
and like it's really just going to be me grinding out the wishes because I didn't really realize that those were kind of necessary to do to get to Act 3 until I saw Jacob Stevens' video, talking about how to access Act 3, and I was like, oh fuck. And then the further you get into Silksong, the more you realize that like you kind of got to do some of them to get certain tools or abilities. The stuff that is technically side content is really, really essential for certain fights. There's a gauntlet towards the end of the game that, like, if you don't have a particular tool, I'm like, I would be really impressed to see somebody pull it off without certain abilities, without certain tools, because I was doing it for like 3 days straight, having a blast, having a great time, just banging my head against the wall in this room and getting a little bit further every single time. And then once I got to the end of it, I was like, I literally don't think I can do this. I don't think it's possible. But that's just Silksong for you. It's challenging but very rewarding. But now that I've finished the game and I have all of these wishes in front of me, it's like I don't really love this system that much. It's just a bunch of fetch quests technically, or for a lot of them it is at least. And I don't really want to grind them out, but I want to see what Act 3 has to offer, and I just want to be in this world more, honestly. So like if it gives me an excuse to just be in this space and kind of run around and discover new things, then I think I'm gonna stick with it. At the very least, I'm gonna chip away at it here and there. I think I will get to Act 3 by the end of the year, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do that before Silent Hill F is what I'm
yeah.
saying.
My plan is if I get to it, I get to it. If not, then it's going to turn into the game I play right before Goaties and do that on stream and take the week to do that because there's a good chance that I beat every other game of the year nom beforehand. There was a good chance that I was going to beat every game of the year nom, and like I wouldn't have anything to do on that week. I kind of now am looking forward to playing through Silksong with the chat and stuff like that. After like I just played 25 hours of Hollow Knight already, and so I'm
Are
10 hours in right now. Still, I haven't picked this game up in officially a week now. It's been a full week of me just playing Hades.
That's
So
wild.
yeah, like I
Are
don't.
you excited? Are you excited that the game you're going to be playing on stream before the Game Awards is going to be Hollow Knight and not Blueprints? Which one would you have been more excited for?
Oh, Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight's difficult. Like that. What is a good stream game too? Like overcoming bosses, talking to the chat about strategies. Like it's a great time. But I here's the thing. I would love to play Blueprints. My big fear is that I completely don't think this is going to happen. But there's a chance that Kingdom Come gets its shine and to go and then I got to go and give that one a shot
What
at
if
least.
what if Blueprints and Hollow Knight get nominated? Are you gonna make time for
Yeah, I'll do
both of
both.
them?
I'll do both.
Wow.
Well, like once again, we're gonna get into housekeeping now, but like y'all make this possible. Stuff like that, like dedicating the last 2 weeks of the year. I really do look at that. Like the lead into GOTY season is my favorite time of the year. I hope that energy goes and radiates off Co-op 64, and y'all hop in a major way, and we do those crazy streams. And those aren't subathons. Those aren't things that are planned. Really, they are just for the love of the game. We're excited about game awards here at Co-op 64. The boys have their busy season, so I'm going to go in, shoulder some of the responsibility for the hype and just get excited playing the latest and greatest. Like, that's what excites me about video games. But what excites me even more, Connor, we are 15 minutes into this episode. I'm getting into the goddamn housekeeping. Patreon.com/co-op64, where you can get this episode and all of Casual Gaming News Conversations 3 days early. You can get the Casual Gaming Conversation 3 days early and a bonus episode of the Casual Gaming Conversation each and every week. We got fun ones coming out like the Hollow Knight review and Connor's Q&A and the Hollow Knight spoiler cast that we just did, the Expedition 33 spoiler cast, predicting the rest of the life cycle of the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5. Just a heads up, you are getting, for the price of less than my Starbucks pumpkin spice latte today, over 40 hours of backlog content. It is a great value. We would love for you to go over there, toss us a sub over on patreon.com/co-op64. At the next tier up, you get Recollecting Retro, Connor's retro collecting show, the Co-op 64 podcast, our conversational podcast, and exclusive TikToks every other week. And you go and at that highest tier, get your name read at the end of each and every podcast we do here, alongside writing in for the chance to get your topic read as the fourth topic of the Co-op 64 podcast. Twitch streams, we stream over on Twitch every week, Monday to Thursday, 7 to 10. Somebody asked me this during my stream on Tuesday, and it came up on Thursday's stream also. We are starting to plan things from Extra Life and stuff like that for the back half of this year. We're just trying to go and find the right times. Once again, the boys are getting busy. We are just swamped with review season. If you have not realized, we're talking 15 minutes just about review season. It feels like at the start of every podcast, because games are really good right now, but also we need the time, that extra weekend time and such, to play those games. So just expect some of those delays. Some of this stuff might happen later October, early November, December, and most likely some of it will be pushed into next year. Just a heads up over there. But for the Monday to Thursday streams that we have, Monday is Liza B, Brady Can Perry. It's exciting times over playing Liza B with Brady. If you've not yet checked it out, go and check out the Twitch clips over on TikTok and put a big old smile on your face watching Brady realize that most of those bosses do have a second phase. On the Tuesday and Thursday stream, you can check me out playing Ocarina of Time. It's been a fun playthrough. We called it audible for Hades tonight. Maybe we have to call an audible on Tuesday night for Hades also, if I, for some reason, not be in that game yet. But most likely it will be Ocarina of Time. And then over on the Wednesday stream, Connor started up the classic Silent Hill 2 for some scary season magic as we progress through the fall. And it's been amazing over there. Discord, join the Discord with over 2,500 members hanging out, playing games. If you're watching this on Friday morning over on Patreon, it's tonight for the next community night. Hang out with Connor and Brady as they play Fall Guys. And if you missed out on as they play Among Us. And if you missed out on this and you're watching this on Monday on the free feeds, the next community night that we will have is in October, and it is Fortnite with your boy, and then hopefully Connor and Brady are there too. We do these once a month where one of the guys, sometimes a couple, hopefully all three, hop on, play games with the community. It's a bunch of fun, and it is hosted by us. merchco64store.com. Review us over on Apple Podcasts to get the show out to more people. And if we screw something up during this episode, let us know in the comments down below. We will go and set the record straight on the next episode. Connor, headline number one. PlayStation has a state of play scheduled for next week. It is claimed. This is Sam Sapoli at Insider Gaming. Quote, another source has stated that PlayStation has a state of play planned for next week. Earlier this month, Insider Gaming exclusively reported that PlayStation has a state of play event scheduled for the end of September, where Marvel's Wolverine is almost certainly going to be part of the event. Almost certainly was in quotes. Now, another source has corroborated the SOP news, adding it is arriving as soon as next week. End quote. Connor, we've talked about this a little bit. We broke down the Wolverine news on the last episode. The last normal episode we did of Casual Gaming News Conversation. The episode before was obviously our Nintendo Direct reactions and progressing through that last week. But we talked a little bit about this state of play. Before we get into our lengthy long shot, dude, we're so back. We're so back. State of play. I love the way that this one's written up, where it's like, It could be as early as next week. It's like, dude, September, we only got 2 weeks left. Like, it's either next week or the week after, and that's it. We want to make sure that we get our predictions in. I think it's next week. Are you also in on that? Probably next week. You feeling good about that?
Yes. Yeah.
I think it's next week. And before we get into our lengthy long shot, we're bringing the 3 predictions apiece back. What's your hype level? Scale from 1 to 10. What, like, are you expecting a big one? I like shooting the show on Thursday because it now feels confirmed that it is a state of play. It's not a showcase. We understand that. But it feels like there was the stirrings and the rumor mill that made it possible for this to be a showcase because of some of the teases and leaks that were coming out about this. Where's your hype level currently at, Connor?
I think with the potential that it could have been a showcase, or the way that people were kind of talking about it before it kind of got firmed up that this was a state of play, I think that leans towards a more hype state of play potentially. But I always go into these with very tempered expectations. I expect one major announcement, and it looks like that's probably going to be Wolverine here. Maybe one other first party announcement alongside of it that's a little bit smaller. I'm going to talk about that with my lock. But with my other 2 predictions here, I'm just trying to have some fun. But if we get out of this with one small, solid announcement and one bigger one with Wolverine, and then some exciting stuff and updates in between that, I think that that's a rock solid showing from PlayStation.
I think that this is going to be, quote unquote, the big one. And it comes down to if Wolverine is here or not. I am going to say this now. It's up to Connor. I don't have a Wolverine prediction on my board.
Me neither, because it's boring.
Well, so yes, it's boring. Let's bring Wolverine into the conversation then. It's boring, but also I think the reason that it's not a showcase is I think there's a chance it's not here, and I think it's at Game Awards.
Oh. And by the way, when I say it's boring, I don't mean that Wolverine is boring.
Yeah.
I mean it's a boring prediction because it's already been rumored so heavily.
Yeah, exactly, totally. I think that there's a really good shot at Game Awards. That actually, in my opinion, we talked about it last or 2 episodes ago. Like, I think that is where that game kind of belongs at this point. I think that there's gonna be some other things that fill the gap when it comes to first party. I'm very excited to hear your lock because I think we might have the same lock. I always come with 2 prepared a piece because sometimes we overlap our predictions. Great minds think alike here on this channel. But I do think that there's a really good chance that Wolverine is at Game Awards this year. And if that's the case, I still think that they got enough gas in the tank to have a really great state of play outside of it between third and first party. I think that this can really be like the pieces are being set up where this could be one of the best state of plays we've seen in the past couple of years, mainly due to the fact that I don't think it's going to be just relying on the one more thing moment. I think that there's going to be a great spread of getting certain dates, getting more knowledge about what's coming out and coming up in the year 2026. It still feels like there's a lot of gaps in the space. I assume that we see a lot of 2026s and not a lot of dates, though, just due to a little game potentially being pushed later into next year called Grand Theft Auto 6. But other than that, I think that this is going to be a great one. Like, and the predictions I was listing out, I'm like, yeah, like the quality is going to be there. Some games we might not need a little bit more information on, but it's exciting. Before we get into this too, Connor, so my hype level, I'll say I'm at like an 8. Like I that's tempering. Like I normally around that 6 or 7 going into these things, expecting that one more big thing. I just think that this is going to end up being a great showing from PlayStation and from Sony. Before we get into this though, Luminous Arise has a release date. People knew about this. Did you know about this?
Yeah.
November 11th. What?
Yeah. I was hearing the MinMax guys talk about it. I don't know if it was the last pod or the one before that. And they're all very high on it. And as somebody who got to play it at SGF, I'm like, yep. I'm like, fuck yeah, we are so back, dude. I cannot wait for this game. And I'm still learning the crew and everybody's names and putting a name to a face and everything. There's a lot of min-max people.
There's 9 in that crew, yeah.
It's kind of difficult. So I don't know exactly who said it, but they're like, this has the potential to knock off my current game of the year. And I'm in the same boat.
Yeah.
Like, I think that Luminous Rise could very easily be my game of the year. I'm very excited for this game.
Dark horse, dude. Dark horse for GOTY season. No joke. I think that this one could come out and once again be in those 90 plus conversations pretty handily. Like I would not be shocked if this thing comes out with a 92 to 93. Like,
of the games that have come out earlier this year and are yet to come out. I think that Luminous The Rise is like the only one that I can point to that has potential to be a perfect video game. And
Yep.
like no game is perfect, like technically, but like I think this could get really, really close. So
Yeah.
I'm very excited for
So
Luminous.
the reason I brought up though was I was making predictions today, and I was like, maybe just double check that it doesn't have a date, and it does have a date.
Yeah.
So
You know how I know it has a date?
it's
The greatest news source on the internet, Master Diz, hitting us in the Discord,
dude.
giving me that information,
He's
keeping me up to date.
so good. Hop in the Discord, gaming news. We have a channel in the Discord. That is the Discord channel I'm by far the most active in. Like I check
Yeah.
that. I open Discord and I check that before I check general. So
If you want to keep up to date on what's going on, I feel like that's the best place to do it.
you're
Master
getting
Diz
it
gets you that
really
information
fast.
right away.
Yeah. Anyways, Connor, we are 25 minutes into an episode titled PlayStation State of Play Predictions, and we're not there yet. Just a reminder, time codes, we use them for a reason. If you are just looking for that, just there's a reason you can slide all the way to right here if you are just looking for that conversation. But with that being said, what's your lock?
My lock is that the God of War 2D spin-off game set in Greece is finally revealed. This has been rumored for quite a while now. We didn't know exactly what it was going to be. I thought that it was going to be a Miles Morales-esque experience, like an 8-hour God of War 3D game. Still kind of AAA, but maybe in that $50 price point range. And then we got a little bit more information in the rumor mill that it might be kind of in partnership with Sony Santa Monica. It's not their own like core team. And it's a 2D Metroidvania game, kind of in the vein of something like Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, maybe. And I'm looking forward to this video game. I think that sounds pretty neat. I would be more interested in the $50 Miles Morales type experience, Lost Legacy type experience, but I'm cool with Sony publishing a weird little spin-off experience, do something cool with a long-running IP. So I'm down for this. I think people are not going to be happy that this is what they're doing with the God of War IP, but for me, I'm looking forward to this. I feel like it's time. I think this could easily kick off the state of play. When I said that you get something small at the beginning that is first party, technically, that is a major IP, but a smaller experience, then you close it out with Wolverine. I think that those are two really solid bookends for a presentation.
Connor, great minds think alike. That was my lock. I also had April release date tossed in there. I think that this is one that you could try to get out before GTA. If you're nervous about that GTA release date and everything, this one, by all rumors and accounts, was looking to be shown this year and come out this year, and then it sort of got pushed and delayed a little bit internally. But this is a worst kept secret situation. Everyone knows this game exists at this point. Like there is a God of War 2D Metroidvania that is coming out soon. The question is, does it show up here or does it show up Game Awards? Does it show up February State of Play? Like, what are you doing? But I think that if it is going to be first half of the year, and when I say first half of the year, I really mean first 4 months of the year, because there is a 2-month nuclear bomb called GTA 6, where it goes and consumes all of end of May, June, and early July, in my opinion.
I think this game might be able to release kind of around it and be fine. It's a $30 spin-off game. This is me guessing $30, 15, 20 hours, very different than GTA. You could probably kind of fit it in alongside a GTA, as long as you're not releasing on the day GTA 6 comes out. You could be like a month before, a month after. I feel like people would fit it in. You know what I mean?
I think the marketing man in me is just like, I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to deal with it at all. Like the first 5 months of this year are going to get so stacked up really fast. But
do you think a month before is okay?
Yeah, and I have April. I have April.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a month before is fine. I really think that we're talking about you just can't release a game in June. Like you can't release a game in June or maybe even the week before GTA comes out. But like if you have like 2 weeks to go and beat something like this, even like if you want to go May 1st or whatever and have 3 weeks before, yeah, sure. Like who cares? Yeah. But I think that we're talking first few months of next year. I also think that people forget how September lands in the calendar when it comes to release dates and everything. If this game were to come out in April, 7-month turnaround makes sense. Like, that's not far fetched to go and announce a game, especially of this caliber, where it is major IP, but it's a smaller title. Yeah, totally checks out. But that's not my lock because I have to come with two predictions. That was the one that I had up top, but I'm gonna go and Omaha that shit like I'm Peyton and go and say this is wimpy. It's a little bit wimpy because I'm going with an either or. But these games hold the same spot in my brain, Connor. For some reason, when I think of one, I think of the other, and when I think of the other, I think of the first one. We will, during this presentation, get either the Phantom Blade Zero release date or the Crimson Desert release date. Both of these games, for some reason, sword actiony, over the top, like people that are desperately on TikTok all the time talk about them as like high level goaty noms and stuff like that. I think we get one of them here that really helps fill out this showcase. My money would more so be on Phantom Blade Zero showing up and really help filling this out, due to the fact that they've said multiple times this year we will have a release date announced this year. Like, that is going to happen. They've said, yeah, they've said that we
I
will.
didn't know that.
They've been. I'm pretty sure the exact quote is, "We will announce the release year this year." So maybe not a perfect date, but we're getting news on Phantom Blade Zero, and I feel like this is one of those that, like, at the very end of State of Play, they show all of the photos of all the games that showed up during it. Phantom Blade Zero would put a really nice like corner spot of that graphic to go and be like, oh shoot, we did just see some really cool video games. I think that's easy too. This game like continues to be showed off to different people around the globe, whether it's at their personal studio or things like going to SGF. More people demoed it with a little bit more gameplay. It's progressing nicely. I wouldn't be shocked if we get a 2026 release date on this, and it is just 2026. Once again, you don't want to deal with GTA 6, but that would fill out this very nicely. On the other side of the coin, Crimson Desert got pushed to Q1 next year. If you want to go and put a release date on that, you kind of really have two options, in my opinion, at this point. You either put it here or you put it at Goaties, and I think that here might be a better spot because instead of dealing with 20 headlines, you're dealing with 5 alongside it. When you were talking, if Crimson Desert got a release date for during the Game Awards, most people would be like, oh, that's cool. But Wolverine. But Gears E-Day trailer, but the next major Sony IP, like there's so many more headlines that go in would capture it. So I think that if I'm on that Crimson Desert team and I want to go and put it out a release date this year, I'm putting it in the State of Play and I'm calling up Sony and saying, hey, here's our release date trailer. Get excited. And I also think that would go and help fill out the show very nicely. So Phantom Blade Zero or Crimson Desert, not both. That won't happen. We will not get both these games in the showcase, but one of them will hold that spot that helps bolster up this showcase. Where we get to the last 10 minutes, we're like, oh, only 10 minutes left. What are they going to show? I think a showcase like this would do very well with a Phantom Blade or a Crimson Desert release date trailer.
My fingers are crossed for Phantom Blade. I think that Crimson Desert might be a little bit more likely because, like you said, it was supposed to come out this year. Like, yeah. I thought that game was going to come out November, December. Got pushed kind of pretty close to when we thought it was actually going to release, and now we know Q1 is what they're currently saying. Got to get out before GTA. Could see that literally being like a January, February game, which would make it pretty soon still.
Yeah.
So I think that's more likely, probably.
I think so too. All right, Connor. Let's see if you copy my lengthy in this situation. Connor, what is your lengthy prediction?
My lengthy prediction is that the rumored Horizon multiplayer game is finally revealed. It's a 4-player cooperative Monster Hunter style game where you can run around taking on giant robot dinosaurs with your friends. Bonus prediction is that it's actually great and wildly successful when it finally launches and fits that live service push that PlayStation is on.
Connor, that was my secondary long shot. So I like where we're at with this because I think that it's necessary to talk about in the PlayStation timeline, right? We're talking about a title that is coming from most likely Guerrilla. Like, Guerrilla is definitely going to be taking a large chunk of that production work. I wouldn't be shocked if they get some people over from like Bungie to go and help out with it, or maybe some other smaller teams to go and help get this game out the door. But I assume that this is a Guerrilla title. We're talking about Horizon released in February 2022, the latest Horizon title. Like, I think that it's about Horizon o'clock. We're getting towards that area where it makes sense to go and announce the next one. If it were Horizon 3, that'd be awesome, but I don't think we're there yet. So I wouldn't be shocked if we get this from PlayStation first party during this presentation. I think that it kind of fits with the announcements I'm expecting from this showcase. I love this prediction. I really do.
Yeah, and I think this holds people over to a potential Horizon 3, which I think would probably be, if this exists, I think it's further off than people would hope. Give them time to cook on that. This will hold people over for a while, and that comes out on the PS6.
Yeah.
And if this doesn't exist, because it was rumored a while ago, and we haven't really gotten any other details or any new rumors on it in a very long time. If this doesn't exist, then I think Horizon 3 could be on the PS5, like the swan song potentially. If the PS5 goes until 2028, if we get the PS6 in 27, I think that's definitely not happening. But I think Horizon 3 could be revealed in the next couple of years if this multiplayer game doesn't exist. If it does, Horizon 3 is pretty far off.
All right.
What do we got, Nick?
Excuse me. My lengthy prediction is we get Sero's gameplay. It opens up the show. It's over 4 minutes of gameplay, and we get a February release date.
Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah, I
love that.
I had a moment where I forget which podcast I was listening to was talking about it. And they brought up Rahul Kohli like going and being part of that game, and obviously I like Rahul Kohli for being around the industry, but also his work in Midnight Mass and some other Netflix properties. But like I literally like heard that, and like I had such a smile on my face just thinking about this game, especially with me playing Hades right now. Where
You gotta play Returnal, dude.
Oh, dude.
You gotta check it out.
I know,
man.
but I was just
It
like,
rules.
this is awesome, dude. Like, I can't wait for this game, and I'm gonna play Returnal before it, obviously. Returnal is a game that I have on our stream calendar. Like, I've had it like as a game that I want one of us to stream, whether it's group stream, personal stream, or you stream. But like, I'm so stoked for this, and Housemarque for me still. As much as they delivered the goods with Returnal, a lot of people's game of the year 2021, I look at it as a tier studio. You know, like
They don't make bad video games.
Yeah,
they make great video games at a floor.
Yeah, and with that though, I don't think that they're in the spot where they're taking over the summer release. I don't think that they're taking over the holiday release. I think that this makes sense for a February, March title. I also think that the fact that you're getting first like marketing from PlayStation, it seems, in March, I don't think you want those two too close to each other. I don't think that you want to deal with GTA's Blast Zone just entirely. How about you go release early February, get it out before Resident Evil Requiem, and dominate the conversation for an entire month? I think that could go and really do well for this game. And also, if memory serves right, Returnal 1 came out in the spring. So like it's either yeah, I can go look it up.
It's the same year as Ratchet, correct?
Yep, 2021. That was for the two. I looked up
summer.
Yes.
I'm just trying to think because I rebought a PS5 after getting one at launch. It had some issues, so I ended up returning it and then got a PS5 for Ratchet, which I think was in summer. So I don't know if Returnal had launched yet.
It's April 30th for Returnal.
Okay, so it had.
Yeah, Returnal was definitely first. But I was wondering if it was April or if it was February. I knew it wasn't March. It was one of those weird, like time and place. I'm in college. I remember certain release dates, but it's also a fog at this point. Anyways, yeah, I think that February would do well with this game. I wouldn't be shocked if it's April. I think that either that God of War game is going to be April or this is going to be April. But those two games I really think are going to hold down the first 6 months of the PlayStation release calendar, and then just let GTA 6 sell just a ton of PS5s in the wild for the holiday season when you release Wolverine.
And if next year is Saros, the 2D God of War game, and Wolverine, I think that's a solid year. I think that's really kind of looking quite a nice slate for them.
Well, when you're just talking about like quality of games, you're gonna go and have like Insomniac doesn't miss, Housemarque doesn't miss, Sony Santa Monica. I don't care if this is 10% of their effort, they're still not gonna freaking miss, dude. That's what they do. And so that's gonna go great. And then when it comes to PS5 sales, GTA 6 is going to be the thing that goes and moves the most copies of PS5s, period, bar none. But like, can you imagine holiday season picking up GTA 6 and Wolverine? Like, you'd be feasting on Christmas morning with those two titles.
Yeah, if nothing moves for next year, the first half of the year is so stacked. GTA, RE9, First Light, and then hopefully from this we might get something else from Sony in the mix there. I think that we're stacking up quite nicely.
And then you,
And we're not even talking about Nintendo or an Xbox
I
in
was about to
that
say, you're
pocket.
also talking about most likely getting Fable in there, like
Yeah.
for major Xbox titles, and then because I expect everything else to be back half of the
You
year.
think we get Fable in the first half of the year? We haven't even seen like a full gameplay trailer of that game.
We getting Fable in the first half of next year.
That's wild. When
Yeah.
do we see that video game?
January 15th at the developer direct, and it gets a April or May release date.
That's such a quick turnaround from like actually your first dive into the game, because every single time we've seen it before this has been like really kind of quick hits, not like solid gameplay sections at all. From that to getting a full gameplay breakdown in January and then releasing 3-4 months later, 5 months later, like, oh, that's
Connor,
so quick.
Doom. That's my counterpoint to it. We got Doom
Fair.
announced, and then they showed it one time in January, and then we got a May release date. I think that they're not afraid to go and run that playbook. They don't want to go and do developer directs or anything until we get it out there. What's up?
I want to push back on that though, because Doom, the first trailer, like you got a very good grasp on what that video game is. Granted, we already kind of we understand what Doom is at this point, but we saw full gameplay sections. Like it was cutting, but it's like, okay, this is the video game. I know what this video game is now from this trailer. I don't know what Fable is. Like at all. We've seen like barely anything of this video game. It was announced in 2020. We've gotten 5 trailers and I still have no fucking clue what Fable is or if I'm interested in it. So like it's weird to think about them doing one final push in January and then it coming out so soon after that.
Well, I would expect you do January, and then you get previews out in March or late February, and then you know how it goes within this industry. Like that makes sense to me. I also don't think that they just want to back up. From Xbox, I expect Forza, Halo, Gears, Fable next year. I expect those 4 things to for them to have on a calendar somewhere in Microsoft's office is those 4 things in 2026. Will
And
one of
if
them
you're
get
going to
delayed?
do those
Yeah, but still.
and if you're going to do those 4 things, you can't start in May.
Well, that's why I
Honestly,
said
or like,
February
or you can't start
or
after May rather.
yeah, so February or oh, it's not February, April or May. I don't expect it to like they also could do kind of what Expedition 33 did and get that thing out in March. Like do the deep dive and then get it out in March. Wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked,
That's
Connor.
wild.
Connor, I'm
That's
wild,
such a
man.
quick
Yeah,
turnaround.
well, here's the thing. I think that Fable would go great in May, but May is off everyone's board right now. May doesn't exist in the games industry. I don't think for any
we all
major
know
first
it's
party
getting
titles.
pushed. It's getting pushed. GTA 6 is getting pushed for sure.
Yeah, but also you can't count
You
on
can't
it.
bank on it.
Yeah, right. Like we're talking about hundreds of millions of dollars marketing plans for these companies. You can't go and like feel good. The one thing that you can control is getting a game out before GTA. That is a known quantity. If you go, they're not going to move GTA up. So if you go and get it out in April or early May or in March, you're chilling. You're not in that blast zone. All right, Connor, what's your long shot?
My long shot is that a new 3D Castlevania game is revealed and it leans into Souls-like tendencies.
Konami, top of the game, baby. We're so back. We can
Give
talk
it to
some
me.
Konami here in a moment, but yeah, like it is the Konami revival happening right before our eyes. Are we seeing what they could be doing, running the Capcom playbook of just reviving all the right IP at the right time and kicking ass doing so?
Potentially. I hope so, because if they're not going to use this IP, then give it to somebody else that will use it, because Castlevania rules, and I would like a new one. Even if it's not a 3D game, like a full AAA game, and it's just another... do the Ninja Gaiden or Shinobi treatment. Give it to a cool indie studio and let them go crazy with a 2D game that's in the vein of Symphony of the Night.
Yeah.
Like, I would love that. But I'll for this prediction for the long shot aspect of it, I'll say it's a 3D Souls-like type experience.
I'm gonna. My only pushback is I think that it deserves to be on the Game Awards stage. Like
Yeah.
that's such a Keeley ass announcement in my mind. But I also think that like yeah, if not, I'm just still in the boat that I think that like there's a reason that this isn't a showcase, and I need to lower my expectations. We're not going to go through the list or
You
anything,
and I disagree on
but
this.
yeah, I think that like well, once again, I don't think that it is, and I don't know if we're going to get that ever again because I think that Sony is saving their biggest announcements not for their stage anymore. Their number ones are no longer going to hit the stage. Like,
That's such
I
a cool thing, though. I love that the Game Awards has gotten so big that it feels like so. This is really now the Super Bowl of
Connor,
video games. It's a celebration of the year, but also it has the biggest announcements. Because for a while there was like maybe you get one or two, maybe three on a good year, like major or semi-major announcements. And now it's like anything can happen. We got Intergalactic last year. We got
yeah,
Okami coming back. Like we got The Witcher 4 and the next FromSoft game. It's like I know it's the 10th anniversary, but now I feel like anything's possible.
I
So it's
mean,
pretty cool.
yeah, like we're going to do Game Awards predictions. It's going to be like, all right, do we get Wolverine? Do we get Dust Bloods? Do we get the remake? Do we get like just
Yeah.
all of the dream games are possible on the Game Awards stage? I don't think that they're possible on a state of play stage for all the dreams as of right now. I don't. But I think that that's what these companies also look for. If I'm like, if my dream one day, like if I was able to hang up the podcasting mic and do like go and work for something or someone, it would be to work for Jeff Keighley in the Game Awards and plan out these showcases. Like
Al
that's
Bossman, watch
yeah,
out.
dude. I
He's
like.
coming for your
Well,
job.
here's the thing. Bosman's a writer. Okay, Bosman does a lot for that team. There's
Yeah.
many. There's also many other people than Kyle Bosman that
Yeah.
go and kill it for that team. But shout out
The
Bosman.
only name I know
He's
who works for
terrific.
Jeff
Yeah,
Keighley.
Bosman's amazing. Check out Delayed Input, one of the best YouTube series out on the internet. But yeah, like I think that just like the marketing for all this is, if I could show my game anywhere, it is there. And if I'm in Sony's building right now, I'm saying our biggest announcements are coming on his stage. They're getting the red carpet on his stage. Where we go and see Wolverine, probably his stage. Where we see Barlog's next game, on his stage. Intergalactic, on his stage. Like it is like sure we can do Horizon, we can do we can do Ratchet and Clank, we can do Returnal, Ghost on a state of play stage, Astrobot. But when we're talking about the GOATs, when we're talking about the triple S tier, the next God of War game, where would I rather show it? The answer is at Keeley's event at this point, if it makes sense in the timeline of when you want to release that game. My long shot is Kingdom Hearts 4. And it's not a faith that it's Kingdom Hearts 4 time. It's not a faith that this is a showcase. It's a faith that they want to go and release a trailer before Tokyo Game Show. This is normally the state of play where we see a lot of Japanese published games roll out, so that way they can go and be re-revealed or talked about further or like pushed on a press conference level out at TGS. That's normally why this state of play happens in September. It goes and it's a great 1-2 punch for those third-party studios that want to go and market their game in quick succession. Hey, we showed the trailer here. Let's talk about it for 45 minutes over here. Hey, we'll show the trailer here. Let's show gameplay over here. I feel like that's the 1-2 punch that we normally see. So I would say that like it's a 10% chance. It's a long shot for a reason. But I think that if like Kingdom Hearts 4 isn't something that I think about in a February state of play. It's not something I really think about in a summer state of play. I think that there's a chance it's here at this state of play. Kingdom Hearts 4.
Don't give me hope. I don't even think about Kingdom Hearts 4 at this point. It'll come out when it comes out. I've been so beaten down by the Kingdom Hearts 3 hype train that we went on for years and years and just waiting for that game that with Kingdom Hearts 4, I just try to keep it out of my mind. When it shows up, it shows up. I'll flip a table. It'll be really exciting. I don't think it's going to be here. I don't think it's going to be anywhere because when it finally does arrive, I just want to be surprised. So that's where I'm at with Kingdom Hearts 4 at this point. It's sad, but I just want this game to eventually actually come out. That would be nice.
For me, this is it's either going to be at a September state of play or it's going to be on Keeley stage. Those are the two places it could show up. So, like, I'm not saying it's going to happen.
Keely's makes more sense, I guess.
Keeley's
but I
is
don't
here's
know.
like if I were to go, we should do this in like a bonus pod or something where it's just like upcoming games. Where do they show up? Like you have to go and put your mark down. Like, where are we gonna get this
Yeah.
game next? And I think Keeley Stage is like one of those like perfect examples of like Kingdom Hearts 4 is a Keeley game in my mind at this point. It's too big. Like would you prefer if there's no console exclusivity on the PlayStation side of things, which there won't be, I assume, for Cage 4, it's going to be on Keeley Stage. It won't like I'd be shocked if it's a PlayStation stage where that shows up, unless Xbox wants to get the marketing rights and put it at their showcase. Like that's really what we're talking about at this point.
See that happening for sure.
Yeah,
that's possible.
So you already took my lock. My long shot was the Horizon game. My last lengthy prediction was we get another Resident Evil 9 trailer. And in this length, the thing that would make it lengthy is it ends with Leon Kennedy getting revealed. This was a teased, rumored thing that came out. It's the second last trailer we get in the showcase where like it's a big major title, so they want to go and like once again at the very end be like, we did have Resident Evil 9 here. It was a great showcase, marketing, woo. And my last thing to make this a even longer prediction is Connor's really not happy seeing this game again. Another time.
I was gonna say that. I was literally about to say that if we see this game again, we're seeing a lot of this game. We just saw it at the Nintendo Direct. I don't want to see any more of it after this state of play. You get one more trailer revealing Leon, which would have been a way cooler reveal if they just kept it a secret. But I understand the marketing aspect of this. You got to sell the video game, so you got to show the Leon. But I wish they didn't, and I wish I could just erase my memory of the previous trailers that I've seen and not see any more of it. But I'll do one more, and then I'm out.
well, it's again, like I also think that the reason that this is spicy is. Are we talking? That's such a Game Awards announcement. I know that we bring it up. The reason it keeps on coming up is it's the next showcase after this, and it also is the biggest stage. So like,
it feels too soon. It's been 2 weeks
since
we last saw it.
So
new footage.
I would love for it not to be here. I would love for it not to be here. But I like save that for Game Awards. Let us freak the hell out seeing Leon. The high fives, you, me, Brady, bang, 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 like. So awesome, so sick, nasty, right? But I also think that Capcom has an unbelievable relationship with the PlayStation. Unbelievable. Like one of the strongest ties maybe in the industry at this point. Things like Pragmata, Monster Hunter, all getting the marketing from these state of plays and stuff like that. I think that we haven't seen this at a Sony event yet. Like this got revealed after the state of play in June, and we haven't had an event since. I think that they want to get some RE9 love on this showcase. Connor, we are so... I have to stream tonight, and we got a few news stories left to fly by, but...
these are probably going to be pretty quick, to be fair.
Yeah, but to close out with just a discussion on the state of play, I like... If we get Wolverine, it could go down as like one of the best state of plays ever. Like really, I really think that is the question mark. But out of the predictions that we just said, like, there's a lot of gas in the tank for... how awesome this could be. If it's Connor, let's play a little game. I'm gonna say a combination of video games. You're gonna respond with a grade that we're gonna get for this showcase. If we just get Wolverine, what is the grade of the showcase?
A 7.
If we get Wolverine and Saros, and then just a collection of other titles that are semi-interesting and don't suck buns, what are we talking about here?
7.58 probably.
Really. Oh, for me, and this is the interesting part where I'm like, that's a 8.5 out of 10 for me. Like, if you just get two major first-party titles in there with gameplay, like, I'm fine.
Think about this though. Like when we were watching the state of play that Ghost was revealed at, we were not high on it until Ghost was revealed, and that brought it from like a 4 or a 5 to a 7.
Yeah.
We're like, you can't erase everything else around it. So if it was just Wolverine, I'm going off of that and being like, okay, yeah, probably like a 7. Exciting, but like everything else was just like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then you add in Saros there, we're going up a bit. I don't think you can close a showcase with Saros gameplay at this point. Like you can do it for the reveal or whatever, but I think that's like an opener and goes along something with something else. And I think that makes it a rock solid, great showcase. You Wolverine, Saros gameplay, great. You add in the 2D God of War game into that, I'm like fantastic.
Yeah,
Like this was a great showing. And then that's also assuming there's other stuff in there as well. We
yeah.
got Romeo is a Dead Man in the last one and Luminous Arise, and those came out of complete left field and helped raise up the overall score.
Oh,
So
dude, can we get? It's not a prediction I had, but like, give me a Marvel Tokon date, dude. Give me more characters in that game. Like, oh, I could you imagine if like this turns into Smash reveals where it's every state of play that
that's
we get for the next 2 years, not 2 years, but like the next 3 state of plays that we get release another 4 characters. Oh my gosh, I would love that, dude. That would be sick. But yeah, for me, my last question is what closes out the showcase?
I'll take my Horizon prediction and say it's the Horizon multiplayer game.
I'm
But if I was a betting man, I would say Wolverine.
I'm gonna go and say Wolverine, but I think that if I was Insomniac, I would be like, "Hey, can we get this game on the Game Award stage instead of state of play?"
When does the Venom game come out? That is apparently still in development.
27. We get that announced at 2027.
Is it a PS5 game?
Yeah,
Or a cross-gen game?
PS5.
Or okay,
I
I
think
think
that
it's a PS5 game.
we
Cross-gen.
get Venom. It is released. We get it announced in the summer of next year to close out that showcase. Yeah.
Feels soon, but I guess we're just
It
kind of
depends.
barreling
It
towards
all depends. It was
the
what
PS6.
if Wolverine goes and gets a release date and it's the first half of next year. It's a very different conversation than if Wolverine gets a release date and it's October. Because guess what? If Wolverine gets a release date and it's October and then GTA gets delayed to October, if I'm Wolverine, my date changes to 2026 immediately. Like, I don't care. Like, and everyone would understand. So things are just shifting with the GTA. It's just the biggest factor. And like, it's the biggest. If I were to say casual gaming news conversation for this year, we're gonna do this at the end of the year. If we go and like aren't able to shoot this show live, we'll do like a rundown because everyone takes the whole off season over the last 2 weeks of the industry to just not create any news. We'll probably just go through the biggest headlines of the year. It's most likely going to be GTA 6's release date and the conversations that have stemmed from that, because that's been the most large shifting piece of news out there that has shaped the gaming landscape for this year. Headline: the first official Silent Hill F review is in, and it's positive. This is Chris Scullion at VGC. Quote, Japanese publication Famitsu has scored the game 36 out of 40, with its 4 reviewers each giving the game a score of a 9 out of 10. As reported by Ryokuya2089, the review praises the game for visual beauty, acknowledging its rural 1960s Japan setting and describing its visuals as horrifying and grotesque, yet breathtaking. It also praises the game's plot, saying it's, quote, mysterious developments, end quote, make it hard to stop playing the game, and that its multiple endings also pique the player's curiosity, with its playthrough lasting 12 to 13 hours. End quote. Connor, 12 to 13 hours? A game that you can beat in a week? Silent Hill F? Come on. This just sounds so up your alley, it's insane. Where are you at with Silent Hill F?
From the way this sounds, I think that this could hopefully meet the feeling I had last year playing Silent Hill 2 Remake. And if that's the case, we're talking about an absolute fucking banger. This sounds perfect. Horrifying, but breathtaking. I got that from the trailers. I love the setting of this game. I think it's super interesting. Multiple endings. I think that's really compelling. I really enjoyed discussing the multiple endings of Silent Hill 2 Remake. Like, 12 to 13 hours, perfect. Don't overstay your welcome. Tell your story, get in, get out. Give me a tight experience. I cannot wait for this video game. I think it's going to be great. There's other reviews out there that have leaked that are positive as well. I cannot wait.
Yeah, just once again, the headline is the first official review. Like you said, there's other words on the street about certain leaks and everything. It seems awesome. This is one that's gonna suck to miss. That's sort of where I'm at. I always say with horror games that it needs to be the elite of the elite. It needs to be the best of the best for me to play it. It needs to not just be a great horror game, but one of the best games out there. And it looks like I'm going to be shitting my pants in November. That's where I'm at. Like, I'm going to try to find the time post Red Dead Subathon before Unbeatable and like just like beat this game in like 3 days. Like maybe I try to get this done and review it with you if it really like if we get the review cycle to come out and it is just nines and tens across the boards, and I can play it alongside Hades too, because that's going to be a multi-week review anyways. So might as well just also be able to hop in on the latest and greatest with you. It sucks how awesome this game is going to be, it seems, and that's exciting, but also terrifying because I'm going to be crapping my pants this year.
They're back. They actually did it. I did not think that Konami was gonna be able to pull off this comeback for Silent Hill. And if this is actually as good as it sounds like it's going to be, we are officially in We Are Back territory, which is crazy.
Shout out to when this and Silent Hill 2 remake got re-revealed. Me and my buddy Chase reacted to that showcase, the Silent Hill showcase together, and I was like, this could be interesting. This could be fascinating. And the answer is, yeah, it seems like they did it and they're pulling it off, which is awesome. And it just makes sorry, go ahead.
And I've been saying that the range of outcomes for this game is so broad too. Like even from seeing trailers, I just don't trust Konami. And I was like, I think this game could be a 6 out of 10. It could be a 9 or a 10. Like I don't know. Based off of these trailers, I thought it looked good, but there's been games in the past from Konami that I think looked solid and just ended up not panning out. And it's very exciting that this game is meeting that expectation of the franchise that is Silent Hill.
The two numbers that shout out like or off the screen for me is the 9 out of 10s that it's garnering, but also the 12 hours. Like, come on. Like, that is just perfect for what I want for this game. If it was like 17 hours, it'd be off my board. Straight up. Like, I don't have the time to play a game for a full week. But, like, the fact is, if I free up certain time, like, I can go and get this game done in 2 to 3 days. It's like, hell yeah, dude. Like, that sounds awesome. Mm-hmm. Headline: Skate to remain in early access for a year will stay free. This is Eddie Machuk at GameSpot. Quote, the first new skate game, Quote, the first new skate game in 15 years is out now in early access. It's off to a hot start on Steam, though there are also some issues impacting the experience as it relates to server stability and more. EA and developer Full Circle are addressing those issues now, and updates and improvements will continue with the game planned to stay in early access for a year. End quote. I just wanted a skate story in there, which is funny because we're not talking about the video game skate story. We're talking about EA's Skate, and it sucks that I'm not able to hop in. This stream, there's a chance I was going to Omaha and it was going to be Skate tonight. Like, I've watched 4 hours of gameplay of this at this point, between Kind of Funny and Snowbike My streaming, and then just other streamers that like I've just had interest in hearing what the soundtrack is and seeing what these challenges are in world. There's been plenty of server issues, but like at the same time, I just want to hop in. I just want to skate. Like this year, like there's certain games that just come and go, but are great times. I loved playing Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3+4 remake, dude. That was such a fun part of my year. I like skateboarding games quite a bit. I would love to hop in. I don't have the time. Connor, where are you out with Skate?
I'm just kind of getting swept up in the hype a little bit. It's exciting to see skate fans who have been deprived for so long seemingly excited about this and vibing with it. I know that there's some positives, some negatives that I've seen, but it seems like for the most part, people are enjoying it. And the fact that it's just going to get better and better over the next year, I think is really exciting. I don't know if I'm going to be able to hop into this either, just with the review schedule and everything. The thing that I find most interesting about this is just a EA published game being early access like this, and it being early access for a year is a really unique situation. Like I don't know if I can think of another major publisher like this with an IP like Skate, putting it in early access for this long. So we're kind of in uncharted territory here, and I'm intrigued to see how it goes, and if any other major publisher follows suit here. I'm curious about that. So it's exciting. I'm excited for those who are excited about it.
Headline: Dispatch, the superhero comedy from ex-Telltale devs, confirms PC and PS5 release date and episodic release. This is Ryan McCaffrey at IGN. Quote, Dispatch, the upcoming workplace superhero comedy adventure game with a strategy layer from a group of ex-Telltale developers, is coming to PC and PS5 on October 22nd. It will be released episodically over the course of 4 weeks, with 2 episodes dropping each week starting on October 22nd. It's priced at $30 for the full season or $40 for the deluxe version of the full season that includes a digital art book and 4 digital comics. End quote. Connor, why? Why are they doing this to me? This game looks awesome. Like, we're talking about a star-studded cast. Apparently the demo was super fun that got released a couple weeks ago. When this news came across, and shout out to Master Diz for, I believe, popping the trailer, gaming leaks and rumors. That's how I found out about it. October 22nd? Or why are you doing this to me? Gosh, dude. Like, I want it. I'm excited about it. This kind of looks like it's going to scratch an episodic itch that I have in my life. But man, oh man, like Ninja Gaiden, Keeper, Pokemon, Outer Worlds 2, still playing Battlefield 6, I assume. Still probably working through Ghost of Yote for a lot of players. Like, this is just coming out at a stacked period. But I do think the episodic strategy, which normally does not work, normally you lose the momentum, can actually work in this scenario where, hey, let's play Dispatch for the 1 hour, 2 hour thing a week, and then move on to whatever else we're playing, whether it's Pokemon or Ninja Gaiden at that time period. What do you think about this release date? What do you think about the episodic release strategy?
The thing is with the episodic strategy is that it's 2 episodes for 4 weeks. I can't think of another game that released like that. Like, it's always been like a few months or once a month.
Yeah.
Like with Telltale, with previous Telltale games, it was like that. So I think that kind of momentum, like of just not really, I don't think you lose momentum because you're releasing kind of so close together. Terrible time to release, like you said, October 22nd. But I don't think this is going to be something I personally check out. I think it's an interesting idea with the workplace superhero comedy aspect, but that word superhero, man, I just am kind of out on it at this point. Like, it would have to be really special for me to be interested in something superhero related. I got that superhero fatigue that it seems like a lot of people have. I know obviously this isn't Marvel, but like I enjoyed Superman earlier this year, and I think that's because we're starting over, we're starting fresh, we're doing something a little bit different with DC. Marvel, I'm just kind of out on at this point, and that just kind of bleeds into everything superhero related, unfortunately. So yeah.
Yeah, like I fell off Peacemaker season 2 already. Like, it's just such a busy time right now. I watched the first episode, but like I haven't watched more since, which is upsetting. I think they're probably on episode 4 or 5 right now, with that
I feel
release.
like I heard people talking about that in the first few weeks, and then I haven't heard anything since.
I just
Interesting.
assume it's probably still excellent. That's what Peacemaker
Yeah.
is. But yeah, this is a bummer, dude. Like, I want this game to have some time to shine. I really hope that this comes out and there is just a major groundswell, because that's what this game's going to need. But they've got the star power. Like the lineup of voice talent that they have in this game is impressive, whether it is veterans of the gaming genre or whether it is star-studded celebrities like Aaron Paul. Like, I think that there's a chance that this is a slam dunk when it comes to just like, it's going to be a great headline on October 22nd. Let's see where it's at on October 29th, and let's see where it's at November 5th, and go from there, because that's where my concern comes in for this title. Also, October 22nd, I believe, is a Wednesday, which I also think is really smart for this game, because you're never competing with the day and date release then. Like, Tuesday, Thursday, Fridays, though, that's the days that video games normally come out. Coming out on a Wednesday allows you to go and not be bulldozed by Pokemon or Pokemon's beforehand, Outer Worlds, for example, and other titles like that. So I think that there's this could work out in their favor, but I really just want like the best for this game, and I hope that it gets the praise that it deserves if it comes out and kicks ass. But I'm nervous it's going to get lost in the groundswell of these other major IP titles. So yeah. Connor, the show is made possible by our supporters over on patreon.com/co-op64. You keep the lights and mics on here at Co-op64. We are so grateful for your support. Amazing members at the highest tier get their name read at the end of each and every podcast we do. Amazing members like Pigeon Power,
John B,
Library Daniel,
Tyler,
Trace H,
Crumbly L,
Sir Shellis,
Cody H,
Ooh Gracie,
Shoezar,
MG Dunbar,
Mr. Munchies,
Farmer Spud,
Rocket Tater,
No Fee,
The Dankest Mike,
Swampy Bits,
Jack CT,
Tristan C,
Sconesy C,
Strachan 1978,
Das Goopy,
Diggleberg Rules,
Senshuro,
Hook'em Horns,
Gonash,
Neutral Sphere,
Easton C,
Stooby Dooby Doo, a Stooby Dooby Doo.
Crispy,
DJ Zach B,
Uli,
Jacob D,
Big Mac,
Metal Nate,
the Patty Cake,
Bear Pog,
Cowboy Jesus,
Yogi,
Don,
Holding M,
Colin C,
Brack,
Voodoo,
Milky Sins,
Alex the Golden,
Andrew H,
Master Diz,
Cannon Fodder Games,
Bad Fellow,
Only One Rufus,
Drifter, X1, Skirt Skirt,
Goops,
JMat B3,
and Ali Ben Ali.
and Kingdom Hearts Sucks.
Thank you so much for joining this episode. We will see you in the next one. Peace out.